What up, motherfuckers? Let's get right into it. So for SPY today, we finally cooled off of our rally on Thursday, Friday. We were sending it off to the races, and we peeked out this mountain right here, and it looks like today it is a red day, but we gapped up. We had a bit of a rally, and we tapered off down here, and I assume that the markets are starting to price in preparation of Powell making his talks tomorrow and Wednesday. And as we know, historically, they've not had very pleasant things to say about the economy. So you can most definitely uh, assume or predict that we're probably going to see some red days coming forth, especially after we've had such amazing days recently that came out of the blue. The dollar's doing its thing like usual. As long as my dollar's worth some money, I'm cool with it. And the VIX has started getting a little bit boring. We might see it could potentially break support and find itself at new lows, or as we know, shit likes to flip around and finesse you. So we could also see VIX do a bounce off of that support line, and you never know. But keep in mind it does run inverse to SPY around like 80% of the time. Um, Moving on to Tesla, we've finally, Elon Musk must have lost his magic wand or whatever, because we finally started to see a taper off of this rally that has just been, frankly, to me, I thought it was absurd. I mean, at the beginning of this, there was such bad publicity. He was in that lawsuit for fucking whatever it was. I can't even remember anymore because, no one fucking remembers anymore. We're all moved on to better things, and we gapped up and just flew to the fucking moon, probably in his SpaceX rocket ship. And, finally, with the investor day, we've seen his stock start to drop. Whenever Elon Musk is about to uh, announce anything, even if it is amazing, you usually see the economy drop. Probably just because, investors are assholes and they just want to finesse each other. So I think we might be heading towards a gap fill finally after, this wizardry that he did. And I think, all that juice he used gotta go back to home, go back to mama. And looking at our powerhouses, Google, Disney, Microsoft, Apple, pretty boring, pretty consolidated. I mean, it looks like Apple actually had a crazy day today.
It looks like we
Um,
have a gap too, actually.
no, it didn't. But a gap on Apple, yeah.
Yeah, that's an
It
insane
looks like
gap.
we actually had a huge gap on Apple. But maybe we could see this fill with these coming red days, and so that's something to look out for, actually. And of course, I've added Lockheed Martin. We are in times of war, so these defense industries are going to be profiting. But at the moment, why would you be invested in someone like Lockheed when you can invest in ExxonMobil? There's an oil crisis, and that as a resource is going to be way more valuable. As we've seen, Exxon's been fucking just so lucrative. Anybody invested in Exxon when gas was hella high, they've been seeing happy days, and they're probably enjoying a vacation in Marbella in Spain. I'm gonna pass it on to Chris with meme stocks.
Yeah, so for meme stocks, we did have a red day today, even though we did open up pretty green in the morning. So what I'm looking at for AMC is that line of support at around $6. I'm looking for a potential bounce, but it looks like we might not get it just because with Powell testifying for Tuesday and Wednesday, it's likely one of those days we're gonna have a red day, and we're gonna see that reflect on meme stocks. I think AMC, it does have a lot of support here, but other than that, once we break that support, we're looking like at $5 digits, maybe even four after this. But we could consolidate. Best case scenario, worst case scenario, we break this line of support and we we start trending down and revert, start seeing more red. If we look over at GME, BBY, Lucid, and Nordstrom, we are pretty flat to red. BBY, I told you guys to just wait off this just because of I want to see us break that 126 level. Just because they're facing potential bankruptcy, and I want to see if we can just hold that 126 level and consolidate. It looks like we had a pretty aggressive red day today, and I mean the RSI is not even looking too oversold, to be honest. So it does look like we are, in store for some more red. Bring on the red, baby. And if if we look over at China, at HSI, you know, even with this good PMI data that we had on, I think, Friday, we saw a 4% rally, which was pretty crazy. I think this is just good for, the long term investment. It's a good sign of a healthy economy. But I am waiting for a last test of support around the 19.5 level. Once we get that level, of support tested, I think we can make new highs. As of now, I think we are in store for some new highs, but I do want to see us go down and pull back a bit to 19.5 and see if we can test those levels and then possibly bounce off from there and reach new highs. As far as lift, so right now with lift is stalling like quite a bit. I'd say if you're picking up calls right now, I wouldn't go too far out the money. I'd say around $12 to $11, but just know, Thea's gonna whoop your ass. So you gotta wait and attack when you think this stock's already beaten down. The RSI is at 33 in it right now, so it looks to be that pick up calls here at least 4 months out, 3 months out. I know they can be pretty pricey, but if you go out like $12 to $11, I don't think you will have to shell out too much money for these calls. But yeah, just keep in mind of theta. If we do get a rally on indexes, I do expect us to, get 5% days on lift and possibly, um, try to go for that gap fill. If we take a look over, yeah, that's pretty much it. Michael, do you want to talk about crypto?
Yeah, I do actually. I forgot to gloss over crypto. So of course, Coinbase down. Coinbase is I frankly like I said, Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto market in particular, I predicted it was going to drop down a little
Particular.
bit. I still think it's going to drop down a little bit more. Frankly, I think we might even see some testing at the 20,000. I think we might even break the 20,000 personally, just because of all this horrible publicity. Sam Bankman-Friedman, we had the Silvergate Bank incident came out of the blue, and we're still waiting to see what the government's going to do regarding Coinbase and staking as a security. They've already cracked down on the Kraken exchange, I think it was. So, clearly the government's got some momentum on that. It's the fucking government. And so, frankly, right now, I think Bitcoin is kind of a little too radioactive to touch right now. So I would be wary. But in terms of like bond's just one that I just took a lark on based on my past. I've just noticed that it's a little bit undervalued based on where I've seen it before, and I've seen it hit. I think it went up to like $20 too. So you'd be seeing 5 times your gains, just from holding on to it. So this was just one personal investment. You should do your own research. This is just one that I just wanted to share because I'm personally holding on to it. And of course, Shiba Inu. You never know with this one. It's the sheep coin. It's just such an easy coin to jump on. It's the bandwagon, and it's got that history already of flying up. Same with Dogecoin. So it's just one of those things that like you might as well have your money in because you never know, and you don't want to miss the train to the fucking moon. If it does take off. So I don't think it'd hurt to toss even something like $10 in. you really never know if you could see this shoot up 8,000, 9,000% gains again. So couldn't hurt to hold on to it. But frankly, you're most likely going to see another coin appear and have those gains than Shiba Inu, going back to those gains. But for me, I'm just like, you might as well. I've personally I've been holding since back, so it's been good for me. Chris, you have any closing thoughts?
Yeah, so for indexes, I am bullish on indexes. I just, like I said in Friday's video, I am thinking that we retest 401. The lowest I think we'll go this week is 398. If we go to 396, I will still consider calls, but if we break 396, then I'm completely off calls and I'm just gonna see where the market goes. Um, Other than that, Tuesday, Wednesday, Powell testifies, so be on the lookout. You know, once he starts talking, there's usually historically there's a lot of volatility. So if you want to ride the wave, be ready to ride it. Don't get burnt by it. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, guys.
Stay frosty.